The Denver Market Trends Report just came out and I'm here to deliver the news. We'll be going over the median close price, months of inventory, what I'm seeing personally, and so many other stats. So if you're interested in the numbers and statistics of the Denver housing market, this video is for you. All right, let's dive right in. First of all, thank you to the Denver Metro Association of Realtors and the Nicole Ruth team for coming out with this data. And second, for all of these stats, the data ends around April 30th of 2025, and you'll have to wait until next month for the data on May 2025. The Denver metro area ended April with $607,000 as the median close price, up month over month by 1.51%. The months of inventory also increased 10.79% to 3.08 months. And more details on the months of inventory later. The median days on the MLS also went down at 23.5% month over month to 13 days on the market, and active listings have increased 22.5%. And there's one other stat that I like to look at that helps out my home buyers a ton, especially when they're putting in offers. And that statistic is the close price to list price ratio, which means if the ratio is under 100, it means the property closed lower than what the listing price was. With that being said, at the end of April, the close price to list price ratio was 99.3%, which means that offers are being accepted below listing price in this day and age. Me personally, I'm advising a lot of my home buyers to be a little bit more aggressive in their offers on homes, not only with a lower purchase price, but also asking for seller concessions as well. And I'll be talking a little bit more on seller concessions later in this video because there's some interesting points about how Denver's differing or even similar with some other metropolitan areas all across the nation. Real quick, before we continue, if you're thinking about moving to the Denver area, I have a 100% free relocation guide. Here, this QR code is right here, will take you right to it. Like I said, it's 100% free. It takes you to the biggest employers, the hospitals nearby, and also some of my favorite food places, and it gives you a good introduction to the Denver area. Make sure you go check that out. Like I said, it's 100% free, and I want to make sure you're making the right decision in where you want to go and also how you want to go about it. So if anything, you can also hit me up. All my contact information is down below in the description. Yeah, like I said, all free, lots of good stuff right there. Make sure you go check it out. Let's go back to the main stats here and talk a little bit more about the months of inventory. The days on market has decreased by about 23%, but the months of inventory has increased 10.8%, and that's just the difference between March and April of 2025. So with these numbers, it means that homes are getting sold more quickly, but more homes have hit the market. How does that even make sense? The Denver Metro Association of Realtors, or DMAR, states that the number of price reductions and days on market continue to rise. But for some of the truly special homes or homes that the buyers see as incredible value, they are flying off the market with multiple offers. I recently closed on one of my clients' listings over in the Green Valley Ranch area, and it was only on the market for 7 days before we received an offer at list price. There were no concessions, no excessive repairs requested. It was a pretty smooth transaction. And why is that? Well, it was a 2023 build, a 3-bed, 2-bath in the Green Valley Ranch area, like I said, and a lot of development is happening in that area, and you're just minutes away from the Denver International Airport, and newer homes are pretty attractive for buyers, especially when my clients in particular, they kept really good care of it. Which goes to show that if it's a great home in a great neighborhood, it's going to sell. And speaking of new construction, April 2025 was a wild month on the national scale with tariffs and uncertainty flooding the market. On average, building suppliers increased prices by about 6.3% in response to the announced, enacted, or expected tariffs. 60% of builders now forecast a cost increase of $10,900 per unit on new construction homes due to the tariffs. And remember that statistic that I just mentioned about the days on market being pretty low compared to the previous months? Right now we're sitting at 13, but back in January of 2025, that was the highest days on market in 9 years. So we saw a huge swing coming from January all the way to April. And looking even further back, just comparing April 2025 to April 2021, there was a 361% increase of inventory since 2021. And when you combine that with the closed price to list price ratio decreasing over time, homebuyers can take advantage of an aggressive offer if they can afford the mortgage payment. And if affording the mortgage payment is the hardest part, I know just the guy who can help you out. Me. I love helping first-time homebuyers and people who want to find investment properties here in Colorado. And if that speaks to you and your goals, hit me up. All my contact information is down below in the description. Affordability is becoming the talk of the town here in Colorado, and it's tough to see people who have lived here all of their lives just to be priced out of this market. So here's a question for y'all. Do you think this affordable housing talk is too much politics in Colorado? Or do you think that it's necessary for natives and locals to have a chance at affordable homeownership? Let me know in the comments below. Continuing on that subject of affordability, after nearly 3 years of extensions, Denver will now only approve most residential development projects in this city if they include affordable housing. The Expanding Home Affordability Department, or EHA, ordinance that was set in June of 2022 is now hitting its deadline as of April 2025. And now residential developments of 10 units or more must either build affordable housing on site, pay a fee in lieu, negotiate alternatives, or fulfill high-impact development requirements. Hey y'all, real quick, as much as I love making these videos, there's only one thing I love more, and it is making sure that you're moving to the right neighborhoods and you're making the correct move over to the Denver area. And I love helping out families. I've helped countless families move over to the Denver area, and I want to make sure that you're making the right move as well. So if you're ever curious and want to hit me up, all my contact information is down below in the description, just right there, maybe like a couple inches down. Make sure that you hit me up. You can set up a Zoom call with me. You can text me. You can even call me if you want to reach me. So looking forward to it. I want to make sure that you're making the right move. Now talking about seller concessions, I told you we would go over this one more time. So detailing seller concessions really quick. Denver ranked number 5 on the list of cities with the highest percentage of seller concessions in the first quarter of 2025, with 59.2% of home sales featuring a concession in the offer. So for buyers, use those concessions to bring less money down to the closing table, and for sellers, set the expectation early that buyers may ask for concessions. For you sellers out there, about $10,000 in concessions would be good practice, just to make sure that you are bracing for impacts for anything that's coming in offer-wise from buyers. But of course, if the buyer is asking for less than $10,000, you're sitting pretty. Just to drive home the inventory talks here, especially here in the Denver area, this is the highest amount of active listings that we've had on the market in over 9 years. In fact, back in April of 2006, there were 29,045 listings on the market compared to today's 12,000 listings. And just as a fun fact, the record was set in April of 2021 at just 2,594 listings, and 2021 was just an insane market. I don't think we'll ever get to that point again in the near future, so don't worry about that. It's just more of a fun fact. And there you have it, a little snapshot of what April of 2025 looked like here in the Denver area and going into May of 2025. Lots of things are changing from the administration and summertime rolling around here in Denver and any sort of uncertainty with tariffs. There's a lot going on, and it's probably best that you keep up to date by subscribing and hitting the notification bell down below right here. And make sure you comment down below any thoughts that you've had on this video or statistics that you thought was interesting going into it. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.